Hey YouTube, Jeff Lindsay in the garage, about 4:30 Monday afternoon. We're winding down a good 4-day weekend. Um, Everything went pretty good except for finding a few things that we needed to work on as far as patch panels. But we think we got everything kind of taken care of that needed it. The car is, everywhere we worked on it, the car's in short strand fiberglass, but we're not going to try to sand anything down today. We'll leave that for another day, as well as spraying the epoxy on the rest of the car. We did not get to the inside of the car at all. Everything's just like it was. The only thing on the inside that I need to clean up is that back seat, backrest. There's some old seam sealer. I'll take it down, as close to the metal as I feel like is necessary. Probably won't try to get it all the way down to the metal, just strip clean, but it'll be good enough. And I'll spray in there, and I may end up spraying some Raptor liner in there if we have enough left over. So that's kind of where we're going to be with the car, with the project for now. I do have a couple of questions I'd like to ask for the second gen guys, and even some other folks that might have some information. This car did not come with a complete interior, so there's some stuff that I'm missing. I have found all that stuff available on the internet from different places. Some of it is extremely expensive. And while I knew what I was kind of getting into with the car from the start, if I can save a little bit of money here or there by using some salvage parts, as long as they're good stuff, good parts that just need to be maybe refinished, like sail panels, kick panels, stuff like that. Mark, I know you have gone to some salvage yards in your area and got some parts for your Camaros. Idaho, I'm not sure if you have anything out your way, but what I'm looking for in particular is going to be the sail panels in the back up in this area, the kick panels in the front. I don't have either one of those, and the trim, the vinyl or plastic trim around the top. I will be putting in a custom headliner. I'm not going with the bows, and I'm gonna try something different, something a little more modern, probably with some of the black plastic material with a foam over that. And then a vinyl material over that. So that'll be a project in itself, I'm sure. But again, if something's available, I've looked down here at all the salvage yards that I'm aware of, and there's just nothing, no second gen vehicles around here at all that I've found, no first gen Camaros. Rarely do you see a Camaro unless it's one that's fairly new, recently wrecked. So no old stuff in my area for some reason. Again, the sail panels in the back, plastic around the headliner, and the kick panels I don't have. And if anybody knows where any of that's at, and it's a reasonable price and in fairly good shape, I'd definitely be interested in going that route. I'm not necessarily totally against buying the new ones, but like I say, what I've priced is expensive, and I've got a son in college. I'm just a few short years from retirement, as well as my wife, and we don't want to dip into that to work on a car. So we've got a plan for the car financially, but again, money saved in one area might be money we can spend in another area. I have not gone through the motor. I did not try to crank the motor. But we're not going to take a chance on it just being what it is. I can do the motor myself. All I'll have invested is the parts, whatever machining on the block, heads, or whatever route I take with that. So as well as the transmission, I won't do the transmission, but that'll be an expense down the road. So again, looking for some parts. If anybody knows where that stuff's at, my plan is to build a custom console as well as a custom lower dash. My plan is to do that myself. I do have the dash pad, the dash cap, but it's in pretty bad shape. We'll probably buy a new one. So that's where we're at with the Camaro. I want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, liking. I wish we could have got more done, but we ran into some things that we didn't feel like we were going to get into, and mainly some patch panels in a couple areas that took a good bit of time to build and put on the car. So, but the car's in pretty good shape. It's getting better every time we work on it. And like I say, I want to thank everybody for putting up with me, watching the videos. And I know I'm getting a little long here, so I'm going to cut it off. And till we get some more days off, later. Hey YouTube, Jeff Lindsay in the garage with you. It is 11:18, 74 degrees in the garage on the 19th on a Wednesday. Came out just to kind of see and check on things. Short strand fiberglass. It's been a couple of days. Everything's set up pretty good. We're going to start doing some sanding and try to get these places down pretty smooth. And we're still trying to get ready for epoxy. So that's the plan. Do some sanding. Not too exciting, but it's all leading up to something good maybe. And when we have a little progress, we'll bring you along. All right, YouTube, we got out this morning before work, and we did some more sanding on the car. And boy, I tell you, there's going to be a lot of body work on this thing. We have got the car in epoxy. Everything that we want to do except for the roof skin, which we're going to change out, and the inside. Not sure how far we're going to go with the inside as far as epoxy and all that. We definitely want to clean it up and put something in that area back there. The floor pan has got the E-coat stuff, plus some primer that I sprayed over the weld areas. I probably need to get that off and go over it with epoxy. But there's going to be a ton of body work on this car. It's hard to see until you get the black epoxy on it. The rockers turned out pretty good. The door jamb areas are a lot better than I thought they would look. We worked on them pretty hard. We sanded, we filled with fiberglass, short strand stuff in some areas. But the quarters probably should have been changed again, but we'll get them body filled, body worked. But we wanted to make sure we were actually starting to see a little bit of flash rusting where we stripped the paint last weekend. It had been about 4 days probably without protection, so we went over them good with some 80 grit. And we wiped it down real good with lacquer thinner and denatured alcohol. So that's where we at, YouTube. We in epoxy. We are in epoxy. All of our repairs underneath. Everything's protected now, hopefully, but A lot of body work to do on these quarters. They are where we put our lower patches in. This short strand fiberglass here started drying real quick, and you can see how it stretched and pulled. But I think we'll be able to fill that in with some good body filler. Same thing on this side, a little bit in this area. This quarter panel is not nearly as bad as the passenger side for some reason. I don't know why. There's a lot of little dents and dings, and I guess that's to be expected on something this old. So again, we probably should have went with new quarters, but dang, I probably should have just bought a damn kit for $3,500 or whatever and started for nothing. So had to save something. Again, the rocker panels look really good. Door jamb areas, not too bad. I know some of that's going to be covered up in this area here and our plates, but there again, looking down that quarter there, it is pretty straight. Not a lot going on. We did have these little areas right here where it looked like somebody had hit it with a hammer. We straightened as best we could and just put some fiberglass in there, so didn't turn out too bad. We had the same thing. I think I'm putting a little too much hardener in it, and as it starts drying, it starts pulling a little bit, and that's when I quit with it. So it didn't get real smooth, but I don't think that stuff is to be trying to fill and get real smooth. You know, we'll do that with regular body filler over that. But there again, the car's protected now. I feel a lot better. Again, we were starting to see some rusting, so we had to kind of come out here last night and sand and do the best we could, and then come out here this morning and go ahead and spray it. We'll upload this video, and probably the next thing we're going to do is jump on the inside. We've got a needle scaler. There's some stuff in there that needs to come off. It looks like they just kind of went wild with the body, with not the body filler, but the seam sealer from the factory. There's some big globs we need to get out of there. We've already been over the front and pretty much got all of that, but I do want to spray all that up under there and that back there. So, till we get some more time to work on it a little more, we're going to leave it at this. And thank everybody for watching.